Yo, what's going on? It's Joe back here again on Joe Talks, and as you can tell by the title, hey, we're gonna kind of get into a maybe serious situation, a maybe serious topic, that might happen. Who knows? For those of y'all who don't know, China's President Xi Jinping, I think that's how you say his name. I'm not sure. From now on, I'm just gonna say China's president. China's president hosted their own kind of summit over there over this past weekend, and surprisingly, Trump wasn't invited. But honestly, supposedly it was just for those countries. But I mean, it's kind of weird because for those of y'all who also don't know, Trump had all the leaders of EU and European countries come to the White House to try to get the war resolved with Russia. Plus, Putin also came here that Friday, came here to Alaska, to the States, to meet with Trump, just him and Trump face to face, see if they could work out a ceasefire or something to end this fucking crazy ass Russia-Ukraine war. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird. And I'm gonna be honest, Putin. I don't think Putin was looking to end the war, because Putin was there. Pretty much everyone that has some kind of issue with the states was there. China, for those of y'all who don't know China, well, they're the ones that was hosting the summit. They're in trade disputes right now, trade negotiations. I can already tell China's not happy. What else? Russia was there. Who else? North Korea, Kim Jong-un was there. Mopi, I think his name was the Indian prime minister. Wait, India? No, India's prime minister. And I think some people from Iran were there too. So literally just a group of people that are having issues with the states, just meeting together at a summit, all casual and stuff. What do you think they talked about? And not to say anything's gonna happen, but I mean, especially in this time where tensions are high, pretty much everywhere across the world. Trump, I will give Trump this again, man. Like I said in prior videos, you have to give him props when props is due. He's ending a lot of wars going on, wars that I didn't even know were going on. Going on for years that he's ending. But for some reason, Russia and Ukraine just can't. Putin. Hey, Putin's not going to stop. And then, hey, it looks really sus with him going to the China summit. And you know how Russia and China are. Russia and China kind of got close these last few years. And then you also know North Korea's right there. And Kim Jong-un, these are all nuclear powers. And then India, I don't see India actually doing anything, but his prime minister was there, and they're also having trade disputes and trade negotiations. So I don't know. It's just something to look at. Not to say anything's going to happen, but hey, and then say you go and look at China, right? China's been building up their military like crazy the last 4 years. China's been building up their military like crazy. They've been eyeing Taiwan, man. They've been eyeing Taiwan, and they know Russia and Ukraine are going at it, and the U.S. is trying to do their thing with that. But my thing, I'll come back to that thought. But yeah, just the U.S. is trying to end that, so they might be like, oh, they're focused on that. Why not go invade Taiwan, bro? Hey, there's a lot of things so there's a lot of pots. There's a lot of pots that are boiling, and it's only a matter of time before they boil over or they cool down. A lot of pots are boiling, so you just have to wait and see. But it is something to look for. And then who knows? Russia might have been talking to China and North Korea and all of them about getting help in the war. So imagine all them countries going together to help Russia out. And then the states and EU having to fend off. And then who knows, China's probably going to invade Taiwan at that point. Because at that point, the U.S. would be focused on that. Then we'd have to focus, bro. A lot of shit could go bad real quick, Hey, these last 4 years, man, and I'll keep saying it. I don't care if people get mad. It's the facts. Biden really fucked this country up. He messed this country up bad. Really bad, man. Bro, that war, man, oh my God. Tensions are all over the world. And hey, Trump is somehow ending them. But this one is a big one that I personally don't see ending. And then here's my thing. I feel like he's being kind of too nice to Putin in a way. I feel like he should have been sanctioned him because it's obvious. Putin seems like he's playing him, and Putin's playing him because he knows that Trump is gonna believe him, which it seemed like what he's doing. But supposedly he's gonna start, doing stuff if he doesn't hear from him soon. I'm not sure when the date is. I think the date was yesterday. I'm recording this. What am I recording this? I'm not sure when this is gonna go up. I'm recording this Wednesday the 3rd, I believe. I believe today is the 3rd. I'm not sure when this is gonna be uploaded, but I'm recording this on the 3rd of Wednesday, September 3rd. But yeah, I just don't know. It's very concerning, at least, to someone that, I don't know. When you just look at all them countries, man, and they all got some issues with the states, and, they're all nuclear powers. They're all, ready to fight if they want. They got a big ass army. They got shit ton of weapons. They're all ready. So, it's crazy. But then again, it could just be something like this. You know how the U.S. be bringing all these countries together here, and then they be going to the G7 summit in the UK. That could just be what China did, something like that, because it was all countries from their region. They're all in the same region. Supposedly it was the China regional summit. I think it was. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was something like that. So I don't know. I just think it's all a little kind of suspicious. And then yes, Trump wasn't invited. And honestly, I'm not surprised he wasn't invited because, it seems like it was all them countries and, all them countries and then inviting Trump, someone that all them countries have issues with. I don't think that'd be a good idea, to be honest. But yeah, it's very interesting to see. I'm curious to see what comes out of the Russia and Ukraine issue. I'm curious when he's going to throw sanctions on. Like, come on, man, it's about time. But I mean, I'm worried that if he does throw sanctions, that who knows, something might pop off. I don't know. Shit, does Putin really want to mess with the U.S. like that? And it's annoying that the U.S. is even in this mess because we have a big ass, I'm pretty sure it's the Atlantic. Don't get my fucking geography, 10 for 10, but I'm pretty sure it's the Atlantic Ocean between our continents. We have no immediate issue, no immediate danger, but we're the ones in their business, in their war. And the thing is, Ukraine's not even in NATO. Like, I get it, they're part of the EU. So I mean, say you don't help Ukraine out and he takes Ukraine, who says he's gonna stop? Then he's gonna start going into NATO countries, and then that's when it gets really serious. Because at that point, the U.S. would be stepping in for sure, because we're part of NATO. But I don't know. It's just something interesting to look at. Do I think anything's gonna happen? Who knows? I'm mainly thinking no, but at this point, with all these tensions going on, who knows, and all these trade talks, so I don't know, or trade tensions, I'd say. So who knows? Anything could happen. Like I said, a lot of pots are boiling. It's only a matter of time before they either boil over and get all over the stove, or they cool down, or you cool them down. You turn the knob, cool it down, So just gotta wait and see. But I didn't want to make this vid too long either. Just under 10 minutes, that's perfect. So yeah, say you guys enjoyed the vid. A like, subscribe would be appreciated. And I catch y'all later. Peace.